Welcome to my Lifestyle Chav Chat channel and part 2 of my weight loss, weight gain journey. So, as I was saying, in my younger days, in my heyday, in my late teens, early 20s, I was quite athletic. So at college, I studied performing arts, music, dance and drama. From this time till I was 25, 26, I was involved in community theatre. So with drama, you do a lot of body warm-ups. It's very much, it's very physical. Dance is involving your body. It's very physical, movement and all of that. So I was quite active and energetic. Lively, active, energetic, using my body, being quite physically active. So the thing with me is that I was never really a gym goer. I'm not really a gym goer to be lifting heavy weights and using all that equipment. I'm more into like yoga and dance, just making use of my body, physically. But I was always, this time I was very athletic and I was very slim. I was very athletic looking. My arms were very you could see like the shape, my body structure and shape. My arms were very muscular. I had abs. I had abs just for the fact of being physically fit and physically agile. I never even really did sit-ups. I never physically worked out regularly to gain abs. I just had abs naturally because, as I said, I was just naturally athletic, slim, a good healthy build because of the nature of what I was doing when I was I started to gain weight, to put on weight. I would say like my late 20s, early 30s, and around this time I would say I maybe started physically to slow down a little bit. I wasn't completely on full stop, but I wasn't maybe as physically active as I had been in my early 20s. I was in a relationship, my late 20s. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not saying it was well, I am actually. I am partly saying, I don't know what it was, but I did find when I met this particular guy and in my late 20s, in my body, I just became quite lethargic. I don't know what it was, but my energy just wasn't the same. I just had a shift in my body and my energy levels. And yeah, my early 30s, I had a hospital bout in hospital, which I'm going to get into in another video later on. And anyone who spent time in hospital, part of your recovery, they like to feed you, don't they? They like to give you your 3 meals a day. Yeah. So when I became an outpatient, I think I just naturally reverted. There was a phase where I just naturally reverted back to my slender, slim, athletic self. And a health practitioner that came and had a chat with me on an occasion, she must have seen, I don't know, maybe I had on like a crop top or something, and she commented on my physique. And she said, Marcia, you're looking really like slender, you know. She was like, have you been eating? To be honest with you, throughout college and throughout uni, like in my 20s, even growing up, I don't think I was never one of these people where I needed like a full on breakfast in the morning. Some people don't need a full on breakfast in the morning, like when the doctors and when people advise you, oh, you should have like full on breakfast, like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We don't all need this type of full on breakfast. Some of us are happy with a glass of water or a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and our digestive system doesn't wake up and doesn't need any food until about 10, 11, sometimes even 12 o'clock. And I was always growing up one of these people. And even throughout my time studying, I don't know, I just had so much energy and I was getting by on probably literally one meal a day. And I wasn't like hungry. I remember actually like eating my dinners at university because I just remember that time of sitting down and just looking forward to my lunchtime meal. And I'm pretty sure many days that was like the main meal that I had. And I didn't need. Maybe when I got home, I had a light snack and I was good for the day. You know, that's how I ate. That was my natural eating habits, you know. But somewhere along the way, I think I got brainwashed into this. You must eat your 3 meals a day. And when they say 3 meals a day, this is what they do in hospital. They feed you like 3 full-on meals a day. So a full-on breakfast in the morning, a full-on lunchtime, and a full-on supper, dinner time in the evening. And I think with that routine, I went through that phase. And then I think when I came out of the hospital, I reverted back to just my natural, normal, probably eating, getting by on like one meal a day, and I was good. So I was maybe slimming down to my natural state. But when this health practitioner, she came round and she saw me and she used to have a chat with me and she saw my frame and she commented on my frame of how slender I was. And she was like, you know, what have you been eating, Marcia? And she was like, you know, I think you really need to be. She was like, oh, no, 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 that's not good. Oh, no, 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 you really should be eating more, you know, more food because you're looking a bit like slightly, you know, too skinny. In other words, what she was saying. So I think I maybe at that time took on board what she said. I thought, oh, maybe I'm getting a bit too skinny, you know. But I just remember sometimes people, they implant a seed of a thought in your mind and you don't even realise at the time what's actually happening. But it was like she planted this seed in my mind, and I do recall ever since from she said this, I started to put on more and more weight. And this was around, I would say, like I said, like my early 30s, mid 30s. When I say I was putting on weight, I maybe was just like, you know, a healthy looking 30-year-old woman, you know, late 20s, early 30s. You know, it was nothing excessive. Like, for example, it was nothing like the way my tummy is looking now, you know. But I'd maybe just gained, you know, just a few extra pounds, you know, just normal. Just nothing outrageous. Nothing too excessive, you know. But I do remember from this time onwards, just feeling kind of, like I said, not as sprightly as I was feeling in my mid-20s. And I felt the physical effects in my body, you know, like my physical body slowing down and feeling slightly more sluggish. Just slightly. In saying all of that, my problem area, ever since I was a teen, I was always very slender, but I always had a pot belly. That's one thing. Even when I was a teenager, I was so skinny and slender, but I always had a bit of a tum up in my lower tum. I always had a bit of a belly here. So it was like, as I said, in my mid-30s, it was like I had that bit of a tum that I had was like maybe an inch, a couple of inches more. And I was starting to slowly, the weight, you know, just slowly was like creeping up on me like this. Yeah, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't even say it had anything to do with my age. I think it really was changing lifestyle of my eating habits and from slowing down. Yeah, from not physically moving as much as I had been in the decade previous. It was more so to do with this, not from not from because I was getting into my 30s. This wasn't even the reason. So then, right, so what happened was, in my mid-30s, I got pregnant, and I was 4 months pregnant, and I had a miscarriage. So any woman who's carried a baby, obviously, you know that as all inside, all internally is making space for the baby. So your tummy's like this, and it slowly starts to push your abs out like this. It pushes your abs, if you can see on the camera. It pushes your abs out. Your abs, it pushes all here out, because obviously it's making space for the baby. So this is what happened. All here started to push out. Your abs start to grow apart and expand. Previously, your abs are like this, you know, strong together. And when you're pregnant and you're having a baby, your abs come apart like this, starts to expand like that. And that's what was happening. So that was second phase of my weight gain. This is what was happening, you see. The first phase was my early 30s, changing in my eating habits and my lifestyle, slowing down. I was starting to feel a bit sluggish. I was starting to feel the weight coming on me. The second phase was I got pregnant, and I was 4 months pregnant. My abs and all my tummy area started to expand. Okay, so the third aspect to my weight gain was I moved to America. Now, in America, the food is not as healthy as the food in England or in Europe, because we all know America's a massive country. We all know this. We all know about the obesity problem America has. We all know you go to McDonald's or KFC or Dixie Chicken or wherever, or Wendy's or wherever the hell they like to eat out. We all know they like to supersize the meals. They have these supersized hamburgers, supersized big chunky fries, supersized everything. So one meal equivalent to UK or Europe is like 2 meals. You know, the equivalent to our one meal is like, they're like 2 or 3 meals, because they just love to supersize everything. We all know that about American food. As well as that, in normal foods like the pasta, the bread, the tinned food, the cereals, in America, okay, they put extra sugar and extra salt in all the food, more so than in the UK or in Europe. So I've spent, I don't know, just under a year there eating this American food, you know. So that further increased my weight gain. I remember when I got back home to the UK, I had one big fat mama-sized ass, yeah, twice the size of what it was before I went abroad. I remember my ass like that, yeah. I increased size yet again. So in saying all of this, even though my weight was increasing like this, slowly but gradually, I was still maybe about a size 12, to be honest. You know, this is what I mean. I've always had a waist, yeah. So the weight was mainly like my ass and like around here, my tummy. But I've always had like my waist has always gone in. You know, I've always been quite shapely. So this is what I mean, you know. It was nothing like extravagant, like excessive. You know, it wasn't like I was obese. It wasn't like excessive weight gain. It was just I was used to being slim, slender, athletic, and it was like a gradual, really gradual process like this, you know, is what I'm saying. Yeah, so that was the third phase of my weight, yeah. So, by this phase, maybe 5 years or so, maybe more than that has gone by, and I've just always got in mind, you know, I want to get fit and healthy and back in shape, you know, but the motivation is just not, it's coming and going because this is what happens, you see. It's like life takes over, you see, but we'll get into that in another video. When I came back to the UK and this relationship didn't work out, oh, by the way, yeah, so it was actually me going to America first, and then when I returned, me getting pregnant and having the baby after, and then my tummy, my abs coming out and my tummy expanding. It was actually the other way around. I knew I was telling the story the wrong way. And I met somebody else new, and I had my child. I got pregnant. Okay, so obviously we all know when a woman gets pregnant, and obviously a tummy is it's growing like this. The first 3 years of me having my son is just, I can't even talk about it. It's like I didn't have motivation to move my body even. Okay, so my point is, the time is now. My son's now 5 years old, and the time is now, okay, for me to get back into shape. This is part 2 of my weight loss, weight gain, weight loss journey. I really want to regain. I'm about a size between 14, 16 now, and it's a little bit like when you've been like when you're so used to being like size 10, 12, you know, in some clothes I'm literally trying on size 20 plus clothes, you know. I don't understand. You go into one shop and you're like a size 12, you know, and you'll buy clothes, go into a different shop, and you know, you'll be trying on size 14 to 16. You'll go into a totally different shop and the 12s don't fit you, and the size 14s don't fit you, but the size 20 and to 22 does fit you. It's to be honest, it's really confusing, yeah. But I know I've always been size 10 to 12, so I will be filming myself working out and getting back into shape. And any women or any men, if you want to join in, yeah, fair dues. I will be getting back into shape, regaining back my size 12. So if you want to join me on my fitness journey, tune in to my channel. I will be filming myself and recording my workout sessions. So subscribe, press the notification bell button so that every time a video is going out, you can tune in and join in with my workout sessions. Similarly, if you would like to book a life coach session with me, then check out my email. Just send me an email. The email's going to be in my description. And check out part 1 of this video. Also check out my abs belt workout. My abs workout belt. Check out that video. And tune in for my next video, my next episode. Adios, ciao la clase, muy bien, ciao.